well, go get them, boys.
Yeah,
go get them. Yankees in town.
Yeah. Yeah,
Big
you take
series.
those. You take on those doubters, those bloggers who doubt you. You take on those people on Twitter, the haters, like the ad says. You take them on.
Real quick
haters.
too. Our friend of the show, X Twins News on Twitter, pointed this out yesterday. I think that the Twins have 12 of the next 18 games at home, so they have a pretty good chunk here at home. If they go best case scenario, let's say they win 14 of those 18 games, so they go 14-4. That'd put the Twins at 38-39, one game under 500 on June 28th. Now, again, that's best case scenario. If you go 14 of 18, we're changing our tune here.
Spoiler.
But that would be the best case scenario for the Twins here.
And the narrator comes in and says, they didn't.
They didn't.
They did not.
They won 4
They won 4
of
of 18.
Yeah, I mean, they're just, so yeah, it's whatever. Like they crapped themselves in April and they made this bed, and now it's all about 2022. New segment alert here on the Mackey and Judd Show, powered by our friends at PXG Minneapolis. The new segment is going to be called Who Gets It and Who Doesn't. And I'll tell you who gets it, PXG, and the great Gen 4 clubs that they have created, the best clubs that they've ever created at PXG, which is saying something. You see PXG being represented all over the PGA Tour. Derek Holmes made it to the PGA Championship as the PXG Minneapolis Club Pro. So if you want to swing the club better, you just want to swing better clubs, you want to look better, PXG Minneapolis and Southdale Center. Find out more at pxg.com/Minneapolis. All right, boys, we like to test drive new segments on this show. I think summertime is a good time for us to experiment with some new fun things, and if they don't work, we crumple them up, we throw them away, we never talk about them again.
Never talk about it. Never talk about it.
We ever did them.
So this segment is called Who Gets It and Who Doesn't. So let's go around the room. We can create some structure maybe down the road. But we'll go around the room one by one.
Structure sucks.
Throw out someone who gets it and tell us why, and then we'll come back around someone who doesn't get it. I'll start, okay? Since this is sort of my brainchild, okay? I stole it from a friend on a different media site, but that's okay. That's what we do here.
Yes, we do. Yep.
We just theft
You
other people's segments.
justify it. Hope you're paying them.
All right. Let's start out with someone who gets it. Bill Guerin gets it.
Wow.
Here are his quotes via StarTribune.com from the season wrap press conference last week. We haven't really dove into these as a full show here, okay? On Zach Parise, Zach proved that he's still a guy that can play, and he did great for us in the playoffs. It's definitely a different role for Zach, but he's been great all year. We've talked to him a number of times, and he understands. This is a business. This is not personal. This is not meant to be a soap opera. Dean and I, we don't subscribe to that stuff. This is all about winning hockey games, and we're making difficult decisions every day. You want to talk about handling a delicate situation with, I would say, great grace, and still maximizing the disgruntled player in some of the biggest games of the season, and maybe even keeping the relationship alive if needed, if they can't trade him for 2021-22. Billy Guerin just gets it right now.
The diplomat, right? A diplomat. I mean, my God, he's taking care of Zach. It's relationship building galore with the guy you absolutely just screwed. Yeah, he's not a dumb guy. He gets it because he comes from the player's standpoint, and like he knows how players think. And he's talked about too that he went through some of the same things near the end of his career that Zach went through, so he knows exactly what's what. I have, and I think Dex is in lockstep with me. I have great faith that this guy actually has a very good idea of what he's doing in getting this hockey team to the place the Mackey and Judd Show wants it. Championship form.
Championships. Yeah. So do you guys believe that all is well between the Wild and Parise, and everyone's just sort of agreed that he was cooked? And
No, it's not well at all. Billy was also talking about, in part, I think he's trying to jack up his potential value. He will for sure now go to teams and say, hey, come on, he only played in 4 games, and look at all the points he got. Look at all the points he got. Exactly right. And it was a genius ploy because part of the reason he came back and played so well was he was completely fresh and like he had rested. So, no, but I think Zach wants out badly. And I don't think Zach is back because Bill Bill Guerin is smart enough to know that if you allow the season to start and Zach is in that room and he's on the fourth line or being scratched again, it's not going to go smoothly. It's not. So, no, but the way that Bill is playing this, I think I'm with you. He gets it.
All right. Let's go to Declan here.
Yeah, I got one. Know who doesn't get it? Know who just does not understand how things work? Twins fans.
Oh, wow.
Twins fans
Look
do
at you
not
lashing
get
out.
already?
Twins
Lashing
fans,
out.
You're going all
do
in
not
already?
get it, dude.
I
They
wasn't
do
going
not
all
get
in
it.
already.
They do not get. They're not going to win 14 of their next 18 games. Miguel Sano is not bleeping back. I was ridiculed in January. Jay Hepp, he's a great pitcher. Matt Shoemaker, they're lightning in a bottle. They have been a disaster. For God's sakes, okay? Like this, they bleeped the bed. We understood that. We just went over that in this trade deadline thing. They're not back. It's okay to punt on a season on June 8th. This is not working. Twins fans, I'm sorry, but this is not working.
This
you don't
team,
get
you know
it.
what? This team deserves to be booed and chastised and criticized. I keep going back to the 18 straight playoff losses. 18 straight playoff losses over the course of 17 years, and then this steaming pile of crap that they have served us in 2021. And I don't
look at
care
the
that they
anger.
just beat the Royals in 2 straight games. It's therapeutic to lash out a little bit. I think Declan is misplaced here. I think he's lashing out at the fans. I want to guide the fans and direct their attention toward the team that has let you down. Like that's where the angst
take your anger out on them.
Yeah, the angst shouldn't be directed toward people that want them to trade everyone. The angst should be directed at the team that's put the fans in this position to begin with.
Yeah.
No, I'm going at the fans. I need you to
To be
realize.
clear, the Mackey and Judd fans get it.
Yeah, they get it.
They
I
get
didn't
it.
say
So
Mackey
let's
and
not.
Judd
I know,
fans.
but let's not paint by a broad brush here. Let's be very careful. The Mackey and Judd fans, they're on board with our thought process.
Yeah, I
here.
think it was clear. Declan is referencing some of the delusional fans that just have not been able to accept the reality of where this club is at right now. And you know what? We were in that group. We all said 90 plus wins.
No, 100%.
We have
yeah.
a segment on this show called Old Tweets Exposed, where we expose our stupid things that we say.
And we have an accountability session every
And we have an
Wednesday,
accountability
too,
session.
so
And believe me,
we should probably
believe
get rid
me,
of one of those.
Yeah, probably.
I want to take out. I mean, I am mad. Like the Twins made me look like a fool. I don't need help to do that. I'm mad.
All
It's
right, back
BS.
All right, Judd, fire away.
Okay, I'm going to give you a controversial who gets it because you would have never seen this coming from me, but he deserves credit, and we have not touched on this. And this man, nicknamed Country Joe, is my he gets it.
What?
Umpire Joe West, and here's why. Here's why.
Dude, he's
Give
on
me
the
a
Mount
second.
Rushmore of guys that don't
I know.
get
I
it.
think I know where he's going.
I know, but just give me a second, okay? Let me explain. And Declan does know it because I talked about this on Unchained with Royce yesterday, all right?
Okay.
May 27th, Comiskey Park. I don't care what else they call it. It's Comiskey Park.
It's called
South side of
Guaranteed
Chicago.
Rate
Yeah,
Field.
you know
Okay.
what? Guaranteed rate? No, you're Comiskey Park. South side of Chicago. Cardinals, White Sox. Country Joe is at third base. And entering the game, forgive me if I screw up his pronunciation, Cardinals pitcher Giovanni Gallegos comes into the game. And the umpires, including Country Joe, who's the crew chief, notice that there's a little bit of something on that hat. Looks like a little bit of sunscreen. Looks like a little bit of something. Not sure what it is. They demand that he has to change his hat. They don't toss him. They demand. And Mike Schilt, the Cardinals manager, comes out, argues, does get tossed. But anyway, the point being is that sparked a lot of where we are today now. As far as the SI piece that I believe came out last week about spin rates and pitchers doctoring the baseball, which is out of control, which nobody was really talking about until this. Like spin rates was being talked about, but the reason why and sort of the inner workings of the spin rate was not. Until Joe West, of all people. He should be retired. He's absolutely awful. But in this case, the old curmudgeon gets it. And here's what I love. So I'm seeing quotes about, in fact, from, I believe, Donaldson included, said this is as bad as the steroid era in especially 98 in baseball. Well, here's the thing. The steroid era was difficult because distancing yourself from that was tough because ultimately it was great fun. Home runs galore. Summer of 98 probably saved baseball coming off the 94 strike, all of those things, okay? This is outstanding because cutting down on spin rates and having pitchers get hit harder for, let's say, doubles and triples and home runs and things like that, never a bad thing. Country Joe West gets it and might have started us down the path to neutralize what was an unfair advantage that pitchers were using to become far better than they really are.
Well, he also, this is what's fraudulent about Country Joe West and all the other umpires.
I can't stand him, but I'm still giving him credit.
So you ever, just watch a Major League Baseball game at any point in our lifetimes, especially the last 15 or 20 years or so, okay?
Yep.
Every pitcher in baseball has a spot under the top of under the bottom side of the bill of their cap. And they're just constantly adjusting just got to adjust my hat 9 times between every pitch, right? Why do you think they're doing that? Because there's a spot of whatever it is, whether it's sunscreen and rosin, which they usually put on their forearms, or it's some other substance to get grip and tack on the ball. And so Joe West isn't just discovering this for the first time on May 27th. So a light bulb went off with him or the league or someone got to him and said, all right, enough's enough. Now, remember when Michael Pineda came out with just a glob of pine tar on his neck?
That was great.
He thought, it's the same tone as my skin. I'll just put it on my neck. It's like, no, it's not, dude. There's a glob
But the
of pine
SI
tar.
piece, exposed all of these glues now. It's gone from pine tar, and it was pine tar, sunscreen, and rosin, I believe. And now it's all of these glues that they're buying and getting, and concoctions are being put together.
Yeah.
And so, but there's nothing exciting about that. There's the first time you see a pitch dive, it's sort of cool. Oh my God, that pitch dove really. But the 15th time, and the guy swings hopelessly, you don't care.
That pitch stopped in midair and then went 90 miles an hour. It's crazy.
The only chance that we have in baseball for a Miguel Sano rebound is if pitches quit diving and they actually have to be straight.
All right.
So anyway, I'm giving him credit for that.
I'm going to piggyback off what you just said. Okay. So you just gave Joe West credit for getting it, right? He's going to put an end. Finally.
Started the conversation. Yes.
Okay. Among pitchers who have thrown at least 50 innings so far this season. All right. I just want to get this for you. You see some of the ERAs in baseball right now?
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
So you've got there's 110 pitchers who qualify for the ERA title right now. 7 of them have ERAs under 2, including Jake DeGrom with a .62 earned run average, Lance Lynn 1.23, Kevin Gausman and Brandon Woodruff under 1.5.
Yes.
You also have 30 pitchers with ERAs, 30 starting pitchers with ERAs under 3 this season. You want to know who doesn't get it? Matt Shoemaker. All right. Find a better substance to use, buddy. A 7.5 ERA in an era of historic spin rate and dead balledness, and you can't figure out how to make a pitch dance. 7.5 ERA, Matt Shoemaker, in an era of goop and tact and gunk and whatever you can put on a baseball. He clearly doesn't get it.
That is 100% right. Hey, come on. He had some sweat issues in Kansas City, man. He got hot.
God.
All right, back to Declan.
Yeah, I'll give you someone who does get it, and it's more all-encompassing. The NBA playoffs this year. The NBA playoffs, who usually always do get it, but I think exceptionally this year, they truly get it. So LeBron is out. You're going to have a winner that hasn't won a title at least in the last 10 years, right? The Dallas Mavs were the last team to win a title in 2011. A lot of these other teams either haven't won in 40 or 50 years. Some of them haven't won ever at all. You got young stars like Trae Young who are balling out. You still have the super team, or the super villain, if you will, in the Brooklyn Nets, who have formed this great team basically over an off season. But these NBA playoffs have been an absolute treat to watch. I know Giannis and Milwaukee are down 0-2, and our friend Rami Makloff is probably pulling out his hair and probably put out some fires right now down in Milwaukee with them down in the series. But at the same time, I'm looking around the league at Denver and Utah, Trae Young. It's fun to watch. The NBA playoffs this year truly get it.
Do you guys know? I saw this trivia nugget this morning on Get Up with our friend Mike Greenberg. So if you've seen this, then stop me. Of the teams left in the NBA playoffs, what year it was that one of these franchises most recently won a championship? Lakers are gone. Heat gone, right?
Yep.
1983. The Philadelphia 76ers are the most recent champion among the teams that are still alive right now.
Dallas got bounced. Right.
So we're going to get, Dallas is out.
They got bounced,
the Nets have had really no playoff success. They got trounced once in the couple times in the finals.
Which were two of the worst finals of all time.
Yeah.
God, was the NBA
Just
bad back then.
Kenyon Martin shooting 12 footers.
Let's slow it down. Get it into the post. See what happens.
All right, Judd.
All right. Doesn't get it. Let's see here. A lot of choices here. A lot of choices this week for this one. I'm going to go with Packers president Mark Murphy.
Yes, I was hoping somebody would do this.
Packers minicamp starts today. It's been made very clear to the biggest of the big reporters, the Shefties, the Glazers, Aaron Rodgers ain't showing up, okay? So Murphy and the Packers, but this starts with him, literally don't get it. Aaron Rodgers is never playing for you again. And this notion that you basically think you'll outweight him. You will outweight one of the most vindictive people on the face of the earth. Yeah. That you will just be, you know what, we got him. We got him signed. He can't do anything. He's coming back. And then you're selling that to your fan base, which are unfortunately too drunk to sober up and realize that he's not coming back. Mark, you literally don't get it.
Bro,
Aaron Rodgers not come back.
Aaron Rodgers ghosted his entire family.
Yes.
He has no problem ghosting Mark Murphy and Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst, okay? And Devontae Adams. Literally has cut his mom and dad and siblings off at the knees.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't coming back.
Bobby Kennedy had a saying that's famous, don't get mad, get even. Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre got mad. Brett Favre was hurt and he was mad, okay? And he forced his way to the Vikings. Like, that was incredible. Aaron Rodgers is not getting mad. He will get even with you. And if you sit on his rights, he will not play football in 2021.
Especially if he gets that Jeopardy money. He gets that $20 million a year to make up for the $35 million that he'll lose. Now, if he doesn't play for the Packers, he loses out on his salary. I think it's isn't Rodgers the lead candidate to get it?
That I don't know.
Are they still testing some other people out?
Thought that Ken guy who was a former champion was also
Ken Jennings.
Ken Jennings. I thought he was a candidate to get it.
Yeah. I got one more for you guys here since we're talking ball here. I just want to give you one more that gets it. ESPN television producers that showed 10 uninterrupted minutes of Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay backup quarterbacks in shorts and T-shirts throwing footballs to assistant coaches live at mandatory minicamp this morning. ESPN producers giving us what we want in June, which is live minicamp look-ins at a 43-year-old quarterback.
Football, yeah! Football! 10 minutes? I love mini camps.
Uninterrupted with talking heads in the background analyzing.
What were they talking about?
What's happening? I don't even know.
What were they analyzing? Let's bring in Louis Riddick now. Louis, what are you seeing? Well, the arm form looks outstanding.
Little Kyle Trask.
Just look at the leadership. Look at the leadership there. Kyle Trask just got some advice from Tom Brady. This is what Brady brings to the table.
Oh, Brady said something funny. Everyone's laughing.
You know what?
Team camaraderie and chemistry.
You know what? We can joke and laugh. I'll watch it.
They brought in, I think it was Sal Palantonio might be down there in Tampa.
Sal Pal's going to break some stories.
So here's another one that gets it. Bruce Arians, right? So Sal Palantonio was asked, what's the vibe down there? Defending champions. They got the band back together and Sal Pal, just classic. He's got those super white teeth, always thinking about the Eagles, right? He's probably got his Eagles bath towel and his Eagles
He's a badass, though, man. Yeah. He's a badass.
And he's down there covering the Buccaneers here, and he said, I got a text from Bruce Arians this morning that said, quote, I told them that last year's team won the Super Bowl. This team ain't done bleep. Start at the basics and build. I love football coaches so much.
But you
Celebrate
know what?
for 5 minutes and then on to next season.
Football, yeah, football! The key with Sal Pal, because he always gets texts, is to say what the coach said to you or texted you like it's life and death.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Sal Pal has a way of conveying that quote with this.
It's so true.
Are you covering a murder dude or a football team? He's so good at it. I admire it. It's really fun. It's good.
I sent a text asking Bruce Arians, how are you preparing for this epically huge mandatory minicamp? And he told me, block out the noise, and focus on what you can control. Guys, the Buccaneers are ready for a defense of their championship.
Football, yeah, football!
Oh, that's exactly right.
Amazing. Federated Mutual Insurance Company has been
They're
standing
serious, too.
behind business owners. Yeah, they get it. Speaking of companies that get it, Federated totally gets it. And they've been around Owatonna, Minnesota. They're one of us since the early 1900s. And hey, as we get into this sweltering summer, Federated just wants to remind you that severe weather and electrical outages can interrupt your business by disrupting vital computer, machinery, phone security, and even refrigeration systems. So Federated has great resources to help you plan for weather emergencies in the risk management corner of federatedinsurance.com. At Federated, it's our business to protect yours. All right, are we keeping or are we going to keep who gets it, who doesn't? Are we going to keep it for one more week?
We can.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Let's go back, review the film.
Should we watch the film? Okay.
I've got to see the film.
Okay, that's fair.
I can't really talk about
I
it
feel
right
like
now.
it's going to be a lot of who doesn't.
Well,
Especially over
That's
the next-
because you're just taking your angst out on the poor
I gotta take it
fan
out
base
somewhere.
who doesn't get a Vikings fans this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
that's
people.
that's a life choice by you if all you're coming up
Okay.
with are.
Well, yeah. Well,
That's
Don't
why
get it.
we are trying to help people, Declan.
Oh, okay.
Not criticize.
well,
But when it comes to players and
self-awareness. Some people need
coaches,
some criticizing.
managers, let's
you
just
gotta-
tee off.
You got to let them know.
Well, one segment that we would love to bring back, and we know that it was fun last year for sure, is random season recall. Where Declan,
This is right in Mackey's alley.
Oh my God, where Declan busts out old school seasons, sometimes old school, sometimes more recent, Minnesota sports teams from seasons past, and quizzes Judd and I on the particulars.
Before we start, can I ask a question? Mm-hmm. And I'm not criticizing Dex, but I just have a question off of the banner you put up.
Oh, I know where he's going.
When did season have to get shortened? Like, season to me feels like a pretty short word. Like, I get shortening really long words, but season, why did season get shortened?
I think I think Barstool started doing it. I think it's a Barstool sports thing.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm
even
not
if-
sure what the origin was, but yeah.
I mean, if you put season in full, it would push it a little bit. I get that.
You know, like I guess.
Yeah, but no, it doesn't push it.
I like it.
kinda like-
I like the Z. I like
I like the
SZN.
Z too. We're hip. We're young. We're with it. You know, this is.
It was a question. It wasn't a.
Oh, hey, whoa,
I wasn't being
whoa,
combative.
whoa.
I was asking a
Oh,
question. I want to be educated on why we did it before I rip the idea.
Also, sometimes Declan will admit he's not the greatest speller, and so if you can
Oh.
shorten
Yes.
words,
Okay.
Thank you.
if you can make it, 3 words instead of 6
Oh, God, be
The
great.
banners are rarely wrong.
or
though.
letters. I mean,
Like, Dex rarely makes mistakes. I
On the
feel
banners.
Like, on the banners, yeah.
Other
somebody
places.
did point out there was a graphic on SKOR Social yesterday that included the word receive, and as somebody pointed out in the comments, I before E except after C was violated there, but it was still a good graphic.
No, yeah, it's still a good graphic. Yeah, the engagement rate's great. So yeah, thank you for pointing that out. All right, should we do random season recall?
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'd like to apologize.
Oh, that's fine. We can keep ripping me too.
I wasn't
I'm
ripping you. I was
fans.
season. I want to know about
Got a lot
season.
of
You didn't do it.
questions. This, and that.
Yeah, just have a lot of
No, I get it.
inquiries that the
Hey, it's your
listeners.
show. I'm
The viewers want to know what's going on. The listeners want to know what's going on. I'm asking the questions they want to.
Here,
I'm a trained journalist, okay?
know,
Former lead beat writer for the Vikings.
right. Well, we got former lead beat writer for 2013 Twins.
Yeah,
right
this
here.
is going to be good.
All right, so it's a 2013 Twins. This was year 3 of the mini dumpster fires of the decade. So we'll start with this one. The 2013 Minnesota Twins finished with how many wins?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, they lost 99 in 2011.
Yes.
It wasn't that bad, but it was close. I want to say, oh my god.
They lost in the 90s.
Sometimes it's easier if I can think of how many games that I for some reason I think they won 66 games that year, which would mean 66 and 96. I think, unless
I'll go
Judd
with
has
you.
a strong opinion. Otherwise.
No,
Okay.
no. You covered them.
So 66?
We'll go 66 and 96.
Dang.
What was it?
66 and 96.
Oh, my God.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
Wow.
66.
Oh, wow.
And 96.
I
dude.
thought he was in the ballpark.
I forgot how good we are at this game sometimes.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Judd
Well,
and I can get on a roll in this game.
if we covered a team, it's going to be pretty good.
Dude,
No, that
wow.
makes sense.
Also worth noting, okay, and I'm sure this might unveil itself throughout these questions here, but I'm pretty sure 2013 was coined by their activity in the offseason as a year in which they were trying to win the division. Like they made, if I remember it, they made a couple moves in the offseason and was like, oh yeah, okay.
Hey. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
All right. Question number 2. Mm-hmm. Only 2 players finished with wins above replacement above 2 in that season. Only 2 players did. One's probably an obvious, but who was the other?
Joe Mauer was good in 2013.
That is correct. I'll just give you that. Who was the only other player to finish above a wins above replacement? And it is a position play. These are position players, by the way. Pitchers excluded.
Okay, should we talk about this?
Let's talk this through.
Yeah, don't buzz us.
So this would have been, I think, before Dozier really figured it out. I don't think Dozier was this good then, but we'll put his name out there.
What was Morneau's status at this point?
Morneau, I think, was gone by this point. I'm pretty sure he had been traded by this point. And even if he hadn't been, he was not good. Like, he was not a two-win player.
Because he was I remember he was traded the deadline after, so it must have been 2012 maybe?
Now,
Okay,
I'll give you this one. Josh Willingham had one really big offensive season in here somewhere. And I'm trying to think. So Kadire, when did Kadire leave? I think Kadire played for the Twins in 2012 and then left as a free agent for 2013. And that's when they would
Couldn't
replace
not wait to get
Willingham.
out?
And Willingham, who was an absolute tree stump in left field, hit like 35 home runs. So, Judd, I'm going to say Josh Willingham and Joe Mauer.
Okay,
Josh Willingham and Joe Mauer.
let's go with it.
Joe Mauer is 1. Do you want another stab at it? Do you want me to give it to you?
I'm trying to work my way through here. Florimone was the shortstop for a period, I'm pretty sure. They had a weird revolving door of shortstops.
Yes, they did.
Who played center field in 2013?
Oh, it was a
Revere.
platoon. It was a platoon.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Revere
It
was
like
in.
Mastriani kind of a situation.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it'd be from. I don't think it'd be from the outfield if it's not
Domet?
Willingham.
Ryan Domet? I'm trying to think of guys who would have been worth more than 2 wins above.
Did you say Ryan Domet?
I don't know.
All right. Give up.
Okay.
Yep.
Brian Dozier.
Okay.
Dozier. This was the first year that Dozier did have a solid year
pretty
at the
good.
plate.
Okay.
Dozier hit 18 home runs, played some good defense, 33 doubles, hit 244. Played
this
a-
was
this would have
after
been. He got off to a really bad start. I think they might have sent him down, and then he got
That was
hot in the second half or
2012.
something. Okay.
I believe.
Yeah, in 2012, I believe what they did was they sent him down, and then they didn't call him back up.
Okay.
When September call-ups happened, that must have been in 2012, and then I think 2013, the ass kicking that had provided helped him.
Okay.
But I don't remember. So like all of these years for me run together. Like I
Oh,
went to
yeah,
a ton
it's
of
tough.
games, but I can't separate the years from like Dozier and when Morneau left. It's just all to me like one big nightmare,
It is tough.
one big Twins nightmare.
All right, next question here. 4 pitchers started at least 18 games in 2013. Who were those 4 pitchers who
Okay.
started? There was a bunch that did at least 10. I'm not going to give
Is
you all 10.
Nolasco here by now, Phil?
This is my question. When did Nolasco? Because Nolasco.
And Vanimal.
How many? So at least 18 starts?
18 starts. At least 18 starts. There's 4 pitchers who had at least 18 starts.
This is around the
Okay.
time Nolasco arrived, but again, it all runs together. And Vance Worley also was there around this time. Was this the season that Vance Worley started opening day at home?
And maybe Declan Goff tweeted into the Mackey and Judd show as a young college kid thinking he deserved a second shot. Is that
Yeah,
possible?
I'm trying to unpack. When did? Because Irv Santana was the next year, right? I'm pretty sure Irv was like 2004.
Irv was after Nolasco. I want to say this. I'm guessing, but I want to say this is the first year maybe of Nolasco.
And
'Cause
yeah.
Yep, sorry.
Real quick though, just because there's a lot of names here. So let's put Nolasco on a shelf. Worley, I think your instinct is right on Worley, but we're not. These are not official guesses yet.
Okay.
Phil Hughes signed, I think, for 2013. I can't remember if it was 13 or 14.
And stole Scotty's number too.
Did they bring Hughes in with Nolasco, or did they bring Hughes in with Irv? I think they brought Hughes in with Nolasco.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah, I think Irv was a standalone because Irv was more expensive than Nolasco, right?
I don't think Worley started 18 games in the year that he was the opening day starter. I'm pretty sure that went south fast.
Okay, so you think so we think Nolasco. Just talking here. We think Nolasco was one of them.
How many do we need, Dex?
4.
4?
So
let's go Nolasco, Hughes. Oh, you know who else was in this mix? Kevin Correa and Mike Pelfrey were around this time too.
Oh, sweet Jesus, help us.
Let's go one by one if you want.
Okay.
Because if you do all 4, you could have 3 out of the 4 or something. So
Ricky Nolasco.
So see,
here. Well, we get 3 strikes here. We'll make our own rules up. All right,
one.
Phil Hughes. Okay, so this is
not there yet.
before all those guys.
So, but this would be, but Pelfrey and Correa were there then.
Mike Pelfrey. Kevin
29
Correa.
starts. Yep. 31 starts for Kevin Correa.
So wait, no, so talking again. So sidebar, Declan, sidebar. Is this Scotty Diamond territory?
It is. Yep. And I think the question is, did he make? I think 12 might have been his good season, but they might have ridden him for quite a few starts. Let's go Scott Diamond.
One more. Yeah, Scott Diamond had 24 starts and an ERA of almost 6.
Okay. What year did Francisco Lyriana get traded? I think that was 12. Pretty sure they dealt him in 12.
That was the deadline to the White Sox in 12. Yeah, it actually was a good trade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to think of the guys from that previous era, like Scotty Baker, gone. So Pelfrey, Correa, Scott Diamond.
One more.
God,
right now, somebody is yelling at this podcast.
Bad pitchers.
Somebody is yelling.
That's the best part about this.
Idiots.
Yeah.
Don't you remember so-and-so?
I want this so bad. So we've already thrown out. Is there, okay, just with Judd here. So we've kind of ruled out Vance Worley. We could put Vance Worley back on the table. I just don't know that he ever started that many games in a season for the Twins. And Irv Santana was later. He had to have been later.
So Hughes and Irv Santana were later.
Should we go? Vanimal? All right, the Vanimal. I see. I knew it. God dang it.
Who is it?
Sam DeDuno.
Oh, I was going to say him.
Starts.
Oh, I never would have. I was going to say Sudden Sam, and I seriously was going to say him, but I never thought he made 18 starts.
Led the team in ERA, 3.83.
Oh, dude, damn it.
You want to talk about a guy that drove a Ferrari and couldn't reach the pedals? Like,
yeah.
That dude was throwing 93 with frisbee movement and had no idea where it was going ever.
I was going to say DeDuno, and then I was like, no, there's no way because he was it felt like he was in the bullpen a bunch.
Oh, man.
Dog, got it.
That's tough. All right.
Animal.
What else you got?
Let's see here.
We're not done.
We're not. No, we can keep going. I got more. So we have 7 players. 7 players.
Okay.
Who hit double-digit home runs.
Oh, God. Well, you already gave us one. Brian Dozier.
Yeah.
So
I'll give you one there.
Willingham for sure, right, Phil?
I think. All right, Willingham.
2.
Okay, now it gets tough.
7?
Mm-hmm.
2013. Ryan Domit.
Domit, yeah.
3. 4 more.
This team is starting to. This team is crystallizing in front of us now.
Who DH'd that year? Because Josh actually played left, despite the fact he was a DH. Should have been a DH.
Did Mauer hit 10? No, Plouffe. Yeah,
is Plouffe there?
Plouffe's a great one. This was the year of Plouffe.
The June of Plouffe?
Plouffe had like a 6-week run where he was on SportsCenter every night.
That was hilarious.
Oh, he was crushing the baseball.
And so Plouffe was kind of third base, shortstop.
Got 3 more.
We need 3 more double-digit homers on that team.
Do you want Mauer or no? I don't remember when.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Okay,
it would have been like 10.
That was sidebar.
We'll see. We'll come back
off the record. Off the record, right there. Right.
Yeah, I'll come back to him. Who were the other catchers? So Domit was a part-time catcher. Butera might have still been on the team.
Yeah, I think he was actually.
Mm-hmm. Who played first base? I'm trying to think of. Was this a Kenny Vargas season? Did Kenny Vargas?
I love how this bleeds together. This is great.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, was this an Oswaldo or Kenny Vargas?
Oh, dude,
season?
Oswaldo Arcia hit 20 bombs in one of these years. We're gonna go Oswaldo Arcia for sure. Great pull. Let's go. Let's go, Kenny Vargas. Kenny Vargas. Oh,
This was not a Kenny Vargas season.
How do you keep track of the Vargas years and the Arcia years? They're the same thing.
oh man. Who are the other guys? Like, is this a Luke? Did Luke Hughes ever hit 10 home runs, Judd? In the season?
I might.
What's wrong there? What's wrong there?
Ricey.
Down under. He's not like we are down under. He's a jerk. He's an ass. He might have. I don't remember.
Aaron Hicks. I'm trying to think if Hicksy ever hit 10. Well, before what year was it that he decided to not be a switch hitter anymore against you?
It was Memorial Day against the Rangers around this time. Like it all freaking runs so closely together. Who did play first base? We need to figure that out.
So
Because
this
Arcia didn't play first base.
Well, could it
Vargas
have been, how
did.
long did Morneau stick around? So Morneau had the weird 2011. Then he came back in 12, and
He got traded at the deadline to Pittsburgh one of these years.
Let's go Morneau, 13. What the hell?
Oh, wow.
You are correct. Double-digit home runs, and he did get traded that year. So you got one more.
God, it's amazing how good we are for how bad this team was. What's
happening right now is legend. If we can get the 7th one before a third strike, this is legendary stuff.
Who is in right field?
I'm just trying to think of like all the random ass players they had on these teams.
Okay. When was, and this might be off by a couple of years, but I'll throw his name out. When was Chris Parmalee around?
Dude. Or Chris Colabello.
What's the team?
I don't know that Parmalee ever hit 10.
Colabello.
Is this one of the years where Colabello got called up in September?
And turned out to be juiced.
Had a promotion too with him, and he was in AAA.
I've still got the bell.
Good for you.
I've got the Colabello.
This might have been early. Let's go. Well, we got 2 more strikes. All right, Colabello.
Oh boy, now we're down to our last strike. All right, so
it wasn't. It's possible that these guys could have been on the team and they just weren't hitting.
So we've got the third
10 home
baseman.
runs.
It's not going to be the shortstop, right? It's not going to be a shortstop.
Florimone. and
We got
other
Dozier.
Rangers.
We got Morneau.
Willingham. Domit played a lot of corner outfield. Span was gone by now.
Yes.
Revere was traded for the Vanimal. I can't remember.
Yep. I think he might have been traded before this season. I think the Revere I want to say Vanimal was there in 13.
I want this.
Okay, should we consider are we dismissing dismissing Mauer too quickly?
Yes, we probably are. He probably hit 10. He probably hit 10 home runs exactly. Let's just do it.
All right.
Joe
Joe
Mauer.
Mauer.
Yeah! We got it! We did it!
11 home runs for Joe Mauer. 7 guys. You got him.
We did!
You got it. That's random season recall.
Wow.
Wow, dude. Amazing.
Random season recall, the 2013 Minnesota Twins. We remember it just like it was yesterday here on Mackey
God,
Judd.
were they awful? How did we do that?
Thanks for hanging out with us today. Don't forget to download the new SKOR North app. You can find video versions and audio versions of all of our shows, and also Judd's written work as he pours champagne all over himself.
Woohoo!
See you guys tomorrow. Write that down.